Good morning. Let's get started with our customary disclaimer. It is March the 21st and time to kick off another trading day. Hopefully we'll have a little more volatility to work with today than we did yesterday. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Okay, in last night's French presidential debate, Macron was deemed the winner. The euro is up. The European stock markets have rallied. The FTSE suffered because it's not going to be a member of the European Union. So buy the euro, buy European stocks, and shame on you, Britain. We'll sell yours. And so the only two stock markets that are down overnight are Japan's and the UK's. The FTSE. And that took the E-mini up a bit. We closed yesterday at 23.70 and a quarter. When I looked, we were trading 23, well, I don't have to guess, 23.75 last. So resistance, and we're at resistance 77 in the stock market, and if that holds, then treasuries can come back. Right now, treasuries are pointed lower, and we have a couple of B's behind us, so we'll play for that. Today's news, current account balance minus 129B. Means we're spending more than we're taking in tax revenues. What's new about that? Nothing, unfortunately. So we have a B here, and here we have a B. I'm guessing we're going to retest yesterday's support, so we'll put our first buy at 17 to 21, 9 to 13. If the E-mini does not sell, does not rally, and actually sells, we're going to have to pay up to get long treasuries. 27 to 31 is sell 1. 3 to 7 is sell 2. Looking at the 30-year, got a pretty clean break at 28 right here, so 28 to the buck. Number 1, 3 to 7, sell 1. 11 to 15, sell 2. On the buy side, 16 to 20, number 1. 9 to 13, buy 1. And then 1 to 5, buy 2. Issue all really hinges on whether the stock market will sell or not. I think the vote for Obamacare, the repeal of such, is set for Thursday. I don't know if they have the votes or not. If it does pass the House, it will go to the Senate, where the Senate has said it's dead on arrival. Again, that was one of the major, that and immigration were the two major planks of the Trump platform. So my guess is that we are going to get some way, shape, fashion, or form a repeal of Obamacare, if in title only. And we'll have to see how that plays out. Okay, we had a 35-37 sell. We got that last night. Just touched it in Asia. That was a sell-off, and then right up here we've had a rally back. So again, stock market rallies. Gold will probably run into trouble, 1235 to 1240. Stock market sells, and sells with some momentum. We can trade higher, and that's kind of where we are. You can see right now, if the market were to normalize, that we need volume in this area right here. So the selling 34, 36, sell 1, 39, 41, sell 2. On the buy side, 25, 27, buy 1, 20, 22, buy 2. Hopefully we have more to work with than yesterday, but boy, gold was a pretty quiet trade yesterday. Okay, the euro has exploded to the upside. No reason to sell the euro now. France is going to stay in the European Union. Things will prevail. I mean, Britain was always an outsider anyway, so why be concerned about Brexit? And so, I mean, we just rallied and have continued to rally. And you can see, I'm going to do a K split right here. That's Frankfurt. Started up, and the debate was last night, so they had pretty good indication that it was going to go, and so traders have taken us higher. So right now we're at 56, 108.75, sell 1, 109, sell 2. The breakout came from the 30 area, so 25 to 35, buy 1. And the buck by the buck by 2. Crude oil. Put an article out early. I'll go back and put it up again about how Saudi Arabia is reassessing their role as the swing producer and their protection of market share. Saudi Arabia, because of shale oil production in the United States, is shifting their marketing from the Western Hemisphere, and there's quite a large transportation charge involved getting crude oil from the Persian Gulf to the United States. It's much more efficient and cheaper to ship to Asia than it is to the United States. This article said that in the month of March that Saudi Arabia's shipping is 429,000 barrels per day less than it was last month. Again, where do you get numbers 429,000 or whatever? If memory serves me correctly or not. That's pretty precise if you think about it. So, again, when you look at where the economies were, Iran's, Russia, and Saudi Arabia's, they needed that $100 per barrel crude oil, enable them to meet their budget requirements. Saudi Arabia is supposedly selling $70 to $80 billion worth of assets annually to keep the welfare state going right now. Supposedly they had $500 to $600 billion worth of assets that they could sell. And again, we don't know this with 100% certainty, but Saudi Arabia, it's pretty easy to see that if I take 500,000 barrels per day out of my production, that would probably take crude to $60 a barrel. And what can I do at $60 a barrel that I can't do at 50 or at 45 or 40, wherever it shakes out? Remember, the bottom falls out of the oil market when OPEC members fight for market share. And if Saudi Arabia chooses not to fight for market share, that would be a huge change in the way they think. So crude's up off of that article. So 49.50, 49.75, sell 1. 50 to 50 and a quarter, sell 2. On the buy side, 48.75, 49, buy 1. And 48 and a quarter, 48.50, buy 2. So We've had statements out of Saudi Arabia over the weekend. Yes, we can roll our production quota. We had statements. This article came out about Saudi Arabia is reassessing their role, whether to fight for market share or be the swing producer once again. I think everybody's kind of given up on taking the American shale oil production offline because the break-even costs are coming down. And in the Permian Basin, there's a huge investment by our majors, and they would not be making that if they weren't pretty confident that they could produce at less than $40 per barrel. That $40 per barrel has been a hurdle for a long time about whether a project would be done by the majors or not. Even in the Gulf, the deep drilling out there, at $40 per barrel number looms large. And the difference in Gulf production is you have wells that can produce 100,000 barrels per day in the Gulf. And yes, they do require billions of dollars worth of investment, but that's an oil well and a half, so to speak. And only in the Gulf can you get that type of production. Okay, here's the E-mini. Resistance is 77. That's where it is right now. We've got a B. We rallied off the French presidential debate. Only Japan and the FTSE. The Nikkei and the FTSE are lower. And now we got to get through 77.80. So put all this together. If we take the London split away, we're definitely dealing with a P that started out like this. So maybe stops above the overnight session high. So I want to put 79 to 81 as sell 1. 84, 86, sell 2. And we're going to put a question mark here at 75, 76. That could be resistance. On the buy side, 71, 69, buy 1. And then 65, 67. So I see a trading range. I do see resistance at 77 to 80. And I do see support at 65 to 70. We have no news to drive the trading today, so I'm going to assume a trading range. They've already gotten stops above yesterday's high right here. So this is the area that we don't know we can get through or not. And we'll have to see what happens. The stock market, to me, we're in consolidation. We're moving sideways. And you don't have to break a market to correct for things being overbought. You have to just move sideways for long periods, enough time to let the metrics of the stock market catch up with you. And I think that's what we're in right now. So we got a buyer in the 2350 to 60 area, and we've got to definitely have a seller in the 2390 to 24 area, maybe 2385. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up, posted, published, get it around. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be with you as soon as possible.